Oh, hang on. 1 second. Says I'm out of.
Hello dear to everyone in YouTube land.
Yeah, sorry about that. I screwed up. I pressed the wrong button because it's on my phone. My bad. Sorry about that, people. Big up to everyone in YouTube land. Sorry about my little mistake there. Chelsea hold corn against Brighton. We get knocked out of the FA Cup, and now Jackson's injured, so things looking bleak going forward. Let's get into this. Big up to all those in YouTube land. Sorry about my ostentatious start there. I had a bit of a technical hitch. JPT is on holiday, so I wish him all the best and hope he's doing good. I got my boy here, TT, with me as co-host for a little while, like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes if he's got the time to spare me. Deals was supposed to be here as well, but he's late. Maybe he's in pain. He's got his arm, I understand. Big up, TT. How are you?
I'm just dying because Rosie said that she thought you left me to host.
Uh, Rosie, laugh out loud. Big up to everyone. Big up Wolf and TT. Big up Stepsy. Hope you're good. I thought you'd left Ty to host. Yeah, I could do if he was. If he wants to stay on, he can. Rosie says, please make sure you're smashing the like button, subbing on the way in. And make sure you're doing that for Chelsea Sessions as well and World Wrestling Vision. JPT is shoplifting in Colombia. He could be. He could be. I haven't had any ransom notes for him yet, so far so good. Like, hey Holmes, we got your boy here, man. You need to send 2,000 potatoes, otherwise this guy's gonna get it, my guy. Okay, no problem. You might as well just kill him. Just get it over and done with. But yeah, how do you feel about our wonderful, wonderful first FA Cup game with Brighton over the weekend, TT? Wasn't that an absolute poor showing? And what's your thoughts on it, my guy? Give me what did you see on Saturday?
I saw a mediocre team that has been like that for as long as I can remember. Um, I saw a team that didn't scare. I saw a team that simply lost all fight. There's no fight. Brighton scored and there was literally no fight to say, okay, let's try. Or even after scoring, the fight to really get a goal wasn't there. They tried, but it wasn't good enough. Um, but yeah, I mean, when I saw Brighton score, I just laughed. That's all I could do. I just laughed because I knew that was going to be the case. Obviously, I keep mentioning when we spoke during the summer about the fact that we needed to sign certain players and we never did. And
We'll
then
get onto
even
that bar, guys. Big up.
yeah, and we spoke about the whole thing with January and what would have been best. Obviously, the only signing that was even made was a kid who's basically old enough to be my brother, and and that's
And that's
about it.
saying something because TT's
Literally.
young.
So yeah, I mean, I keep making the joke. If they want to sign young people, just sign me because I'm around the age that they're targeting right now. But the fact is, I don't know. I've already had this disconnect from the men's team in terms of everything that they've done because we've somehow found a way to make a mediocre team even more mediocre, and now Jackson is injured, so that's the cherry on top of a nice, wonderful cake, showing how stupid the planning was in the transfer markets that we've gone past. It's crazy, but it is what it is, man. I just laughed when I saw the result.
Well, I was watching. I was out on Saturday. I didn't do a watch along for it, but I was watching it with Kate out, and it was just one of those ones where like you could see by the way we were playing. I'm telling you, our goal with Palmer was just absolute shocking goalkeeping, and it was just like, oh, I was surprised when we got the goal, and I was just like, if they can just take the advantage and like build off that quickly. Why they have like Brighton wounded, like, or at least surprised, and they didn't even bother to. They, like you said earlier on, they just looked like they couldn't give a shit. Is that the expression? They just looked like they didn't give a damn. And it was heartbreaking to watch, man, because I love the FA Cup, and the fact that they treated it like rubbish, and they looked like they didn't care about it. That was the worst part of it. Like, even when Brighton scored, it was exactly the same. Nkunku looked lost, bro. That guy's lost. Whenever he tries to play him as a centre forward, that guy looks more and more lost every game. And like, we got to play him again as well on Friday. Ugh. Lord have mercy on our souls. But yeah, you're right. I agree with what you said just then about, the transfer window. That, bro, if there's anything that's going to show how much weakness and stupidity that the board have been doing recently, it's going to be this second half of the season, because practically every position we were screaming out for them to sign someone, there's now been a drastic problem with injuries again. And like, it's kind of heartbreaking, because we all said if like a Concedo got injured or a Jackson got injured or whatever, we'd be fucked. And now that's exactly what's happened, isn't it? Really, when you think of like the Badashir, Wesley Fofana injuries for the defense, Jackson up top now. These are places we're soft, and Mark Gee being injured as well. Like, give me your thoughts, man. Now, how does Enzo Maresca adapt to this now? Like, what can he do?
That's gonna be interesting to see what happens, because, I mean, he said something in one of his press conferences. I don't remember which one it was about. He told the sporting director that they should sign a striker, even if he's over the age of 25 and all of that. But the thing is, I'm trying so hard to say that he's not a yes man, but I mean, at this point, you have to say he's a yes man, because the fact is, you cannot be the one that have the team in training. You see the capabilities, you see the weaknesses in your squad, and you're not going to speak up about it and say, okay, we need to do this. I get that you have this plan, but if you want the team to actually remain happy, or if you want to see good results, then you must do this. He's not doing that, or at least it's not giving that impression, because if he was, I'm sure that they would have done something. And I kept focusing on the midfield, not remembering the fact that we had no striker. And even Jackson, he's not a striker. A lot of people keep looking at him as a striker. He's not a striker. He's a wide forward or a winger. So even when they say, oh, go inside a left winger, no. You can literally play Jackson on the left, because that's where you can get the best out of him.
Inside, he's an inside forward. His role would be described now as an inside forward. Right. He cuts it off the left-hand side.
Exactly. But, I don't know. It's just hilarious. Mark Gue, who Maresca said he's not even ready. Not even if you wanted to use him, he's no longer an option because he's out. I know Jackson is out. So I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know. Because Felix is gone. So even if you could use him as a false nine, that's no longer an option because he's gone as well. And it looks like he wants to stay at Milan. So I don't know. It's a strange one. I don't know if false nine system's going to come back. I don't know if they're going to use some kid from the academy. I don't know what they're going to do because there's no feasible option, literally, because you have no striker, not a single striker in the first team. You'd have to probably call somebody up into the first team and say, okay, you're going to get a attempt or false nine, Cole Palmer. I don't know what he's going to do, but it's an uphill battle now for sure because...
Well, the only person that's still fit is Nkunku, isn't it? Out of all of them. The only one who's actually still match fit is Nkunku, right? If I remember correctly. Or is he injured as well?
I think he's fit, but he doesn't look like he wants to be at Chelsea. He looks very much disinterested. He doesn't look like he wants to be at the club. You spoke about the fact that, when he was playing on Saturday, it was like we were playing with 9 men because
he wasn't interested.
I don't know what Sanchez was doing. Yeah, I don't know. It's madness. But yeah, he's the only one. I guess Nkunku could be the one, but I don't know. I just feel like Nkunku is not gonna be much of a difference because he wanted to leave. He wanted to go to Bayern Munich. The move didn't happen, and they keep trying to PR stunt it to say that he never wanted to leave, whatever. But the fact is, you bring in a player like that who
Big up, Mel.
who was
Big up.
injured.
Everyone's favorite Canadians in the building. Sorry.
Big up, Mel. But yeah, I mean, I forgot about Nkunku because literally Nkunku is literally non-existent when he's on the pitch. So I even forgot that he.
I know, but he's our only option. TT, he's our only option. 1.5 billion spent, and he's our only option now. Can't they bring Broja back off loan?
Wait, no. Wait, hold up. Fofana is Fofana still injured? I mean, Datro Fofana.
What, Datro Fofana? Yeah, as far as I know. Not unless you've heard different.
Yeah, so I guess.
Is he even registered, or is he still under the age of 21 and he can still get away with it? I'm not even sure, because that's an interesting point. But all to sister Mel in the building. Hope she's doing good. Because I'm Miss Melina, Queen of Arsenal. There you go. Miss Wolfie, hey Rosie, and everyone in the chat. Big up, baby girl. Hope you're doing good and well. Yeah, man. Because like you were saying about Nkunku, because when he played against Brighton at the weekend, man, what is it about Sancho? How you can have the ball at your feet so much and you don't do anything? On Sancho, like, is this why Man United were happy to give us him and spend 20 million on him, and just go, yeah, take it? Because this guy has no end product. Did you see the way he was playing at the weekend?
He was glitching. It's like you're playing FIFA and he's just standing there and he's just static. He doesn't know what to do. Like, he's frozen. Like your controller has disconnected and he's just there. He doesn't know what to do. And
I see. Yeah, just that. Because he'd get the ball at his feet and then he wouldn't do nothing with it. It's mad, bruv. Like, the guy would. I can't even argue that he took anybody on, because he really didn't. He didn't try to. He was just always looking to maybe go into space and pass. It's weird, man, because the way this Chelsea team functions now, it's very strange. It's very, 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 very strange. And the thing is, like you said, with no natural striker now, I can see. Is it possible that Palmer and Nkunku can play in the middle together? Do you reckon? Instead of because you said about the false 9 system, is it possible they can both play as 10s?
I guess. I mean, that probably may have to be the case, because I think that was the situation that happened on Saturday, where there was 2 10s playing, but they were the ones that were ahead of, for example, Sancho, Neto on the other side. It would have to be something like what do you call it? A 2. Okay, no, it'd be 4-2-2-2. I think that would be, or it changes from the 3 at the back thing whenever they have the ball, whatever. So it'd have to probably be that you have Nkunku and Palmer as the 2 ahead, and then you have Sancho, Neto, or if it's Madueke and Sancho, whoever it is, they will be behind them as wide or touchline wingers, or whatever you want to call them, and you have the midfield and then the defense. That would only be the only option, because there's no other choice. I don't think Nkunku up top in the 4-2-3-1 would work, because he simply doesn't do what is necessary. So that's setting yourself up for failure. So you need Cole Palmer to help to support it. That's the only option that's literally there, and that's what infuriates me now. Just thinking about the fact that we had the chance to just at least get a striker on loan, even if it's not on a permanent. Just get a striker on loan. There's options out there, but that wasn't the plan. The plan is, we are satisfied with what we have. We don't want a big squad. We don't want to have these players go. This is the case. It's garbage. It's poor planning, and it goes back to what people keep saying. We were sold this plan of 4 transfer windows, and after that, that's it. And I know it's going to take more than that, and they're moving the goalposts again.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said it's funny because you mentioned a minute ago about João Felix. How much of a mistake now is it to let him go? With our current injury crisis. You know what I mean? And to be fair, other than Jackson being injured and Mark Guehi injured, it would have been probably better to have Felix to fall back on anyway over Mark Gee, don't you think? Don't get me wrong, I know Mark Gee runs his legs off. Don't get me wrong. I know he works hard and he's a pressing forward and he does like to act like a striker. Funny to say at Chelsea, but he does try to act like a striker. He tries to be a spearhead. But, you know, I don't know, man. Because we've got the second, because obviously, okay, we lost to Brighton in the FA Cup at the weekend. We got to go back there again on Friday. So, you know what I mean? Like, on Friday, do we see a repeat of Saturday? Or do you think something can be different?
I hope something will be different. I don't see it being different because it's not like the options are worse now. It's worse. Because the thing is, the FA Cup is a case where you could rotate. Obviously, Parma is still in the quote unquote A team, whatever you want to call it. So I think in terms of that, I don't see how it's going to be much different. And as you said, letting Felix go out on loan, it made no sense. But the fact is, Maresca did not rate Felix, which fine, you may say that okay, he's not a clinical player, and he's probably not the greatest player, because I still see him as an unnecessary signing. We needed to sign somebody, a striker, not Felix. But the whole embargo of wanting to get rid of Gallagher and all of that, instead of having some sort of agreement, he goes to Atletico Madrid, Felix comes to Chelsea, that sort of thing with Jorge Mendes. But realistically, it made no sense to have let Felix go out on loan, knowing full and well that Nkunku would not want to stay. Jackson wasn't performing good, and then Jackson gets injured. Mark Gue is very raw. So yeah, he's a pressing forward and all of that, but he's very raw. His decision making is still not where it needs to be because he's literally 19, 18 years old. So I don't expect anything different from him. But yeah, it made no sense letting him go. And that's why I said poor planning. They don't plan for what they need to do beforehand. They just say, okay, let's get rid of these players because, it didn't work out or it's not working. So let's get rid of them. And no, the fans and the players are suffering because at the end of the day, they're in a situation where they themselves can see that the project is making no sense. And as I've been saying this recently, I would not be surprised if certain players start to say they want to leave or to start saying I need a gentleman's agreement that if we don't make it into top four, if we're not in the Champions League spot, I can't stay here because I don't want to ruin my career. Because literally that's the situation. I don't see this getting better before it gets worse.
Mm-hmm. And what? Okay, you said before it gets better. What would you say it needs to get better? Of it at the moment, because obviously I know you're going to say signings, but like right now they can't make any signings, not unless they do that. Can Chelsea apply for when they do that emergency loan thing? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't.
But you know what I mean. But you know as much as the academy players as anybody. Like, who do you think in the academy they should call upon, if anyone?
Oh my word!
We ain't got much choice though, have we, bro? If we need to, because there's you're getting people like Tyreek George and stuff getting a chance. So why not? And it's not like we've got much of a choice, is it?
Yeah, I mean that is the case. I just cannot see any player that's presently in the academy to say okay, call them up. I mean there were some that got promoted. There's this one guy who I keep forgetting to pronounce his name, but Shamira or something like that. Moeka. Don't know to pronounce his name, but he was promoted. He was in the squad for the Conference League match against Panathinaikos a couple months ago for the Conference League and all that. And then there was a whole bunch of players, Keona Dyer and people like that who were in midfielders that they got called up. But realistically, I don't see any striker that can say, okay, based on what I see of them, that okay, bring them because they are ready, they can do something. But I mean, if they're desperate, they may call up that striker. I generally don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't want to butcher his name. But there's some options that they do have. probably not under 18s. The under 21 just kind of scarce because they don't really have much, but they do have
The only under 21s, most of them are in the first team, bro. Some of them are the ones that are injured. That's funny actually, because like with people like Guy and stuff, it's actually quite mad. How could we have spent 1.5 billion, bro, and still be this scarce in squad depth? Damn, TT, man, it's very bad planning. Do you see any way out of that Bournemouth game without getting beaten? Because I'm trying to think of it myself, really, but I can't really. It's going to be bleak on Friday, isn't it? What would you say the score would be?
I generally,
2-1
I
again?
generally see, I think you maybe more than 2-1. David Washington, isn't David Washington back at Santos? He's not even at the club.
No, Mel. David Washington's gone. He's not there now. They sold him. I swear they sold him.
Is he on loan? No, he's on loan. He's
on loan.
No,
I can't remember. I'm confused. All I know he's not there. But don't worry, you guys can't even call up Kai Havertz. Yeah, because I'm not being funny. As much as everyone's looking at you, it's funny how the mimicry between Arsenal and Chelsea now continues, because we ain't got no striker, and neither of them. Well, they got Gabriel Jesus, which I think is a bit mad. Like, oh, dude, man, how the hell we got Trossard number 9? Laugh out loud. You don't even start that guy on a good day. So like,
B-Tech Eden Hazard.
No, B-Tech, that's unfair to Trossard, man. Because I'm not being funny. When he went to Arsenal and under Arteta's reign, I don't think I've ever seen that guy have 10 games in a row where you could truly say, all right, he's either one thing. Because don't get me wrong, as an impact player with Trossard, I do, but he can finish. Yeah, because for me, he's like Arsenal's Diego Jota when he's performing. But unfortunately, he's one of those guys where you see the talent, but because he doesn't play that much, you're like, okay. But when he does start, you're like, oh, but this is why you come off the bench. Right? It's hard to say, man. But with us, we've got even worse options than that. So, but the mimicry between Arsenal and Chelsea continues. Like, I don't know, joke American ownership. So I don't get it. Right? Like TT said, it's just poor planning all round. Because I'm not being funny, in the transfer window, we were all screaming out for a striker, screaming out for a defender. And boy, is Chelsea able to cancel a loan deal after the January window passed, as is bringing Broja back to Chelsea? Well, I don't think that would matter too much anyway, because he's injured. I think Broja's injured.
Yeah, he's injured. It's funny, all the strikers that are on Chelsea's book, technically, because parent club are injured. That's with Fofana injured, Broja injured.
We got a striker curse, I think.
Yeah, the striker curse. I mean, it's either they don't succeed or they get injured.
I'll tell you what, actually, now that you're here, TT, because you do a lot of in-depth player analysis, right? What do you think here of Crystal Palace's striker at the moment? Like, what do you think? Do you think he could be a physical presence? Sorry, yeah, Mateta. Do you think he could be a physical presence, like, for us in the future, and maybe not too expensive either? If Trossard was given a run, he can do it. But our window was players out. To be honest, yeah, ours was, yeah. In terms of, I think Arsenal. I think, did they sign anyone either? I don't think so.
No, they didn't sign anybody. No.
Well, yeah, but
Mateta he's a good player. I would have taken him on loan. That's one option I would say, get him on a loan at least, and see, just have some option, because he in terms of his capabilities, he has the capabilities. He's able to, to make good runs. He's not the most ideal option. When you think of Mateta, you're saying really Mateta, Crystal Palace, because look at the situation that they're in. So But I think in terms of what he can do, he would have been an okay option, at least on a loan. At least have
He
somebody
needs
there
a
to
natural
rival.
9 though. Because that's one thing we
And that's the
definitely
next
miss
thing as
now,
well.
a natural 9.
I don't
I'll
know,
wait for you to
man.
say
This is puzzling, man. It's puzzling. What's his name? There was Garassi that I was saying. Garassi is an option I would have taken on a loan or at least sign him. But because I mean he hasn't been doing bad, but it's Dortmund, so I don't really matters.
What?
But
I'll tell you what, yeah. You know, who's their striker? He scored in the Champions League for them the other day with a beautiful header. They're number 9. Dortmund's number 9.
is it Garassi?
Was it Garassi? Yeah, because what do you think of him? Because he's good in the air as well. Garassi. Do you think someone like him would suit?
That's what I would have taken. We couldn't get Ushiman. He was on a. I think it was a release clause.
Big
for him
up,
as
Jordan,
well,
brother.
Dortmund figured.
Hope you're doing good, my guy. He says, "Yo, Tyrone."
But yeah, in terms of him, I would have taken him. Because he has the heading ability. He's able to score a good header. So it would have been an interesting option. That was one option I was leaning towards, since Victor Osimhen was not an option. Benjamin Sesko was just a name that was just being thrown out there. What's that other guy's name? Liam Delap is obviously from
man.
in the winter period.
Yeah, and Evan Ferguson until I think West Ham took him as well.
Yeah.
We were linked to everyone, bro. With Chelsea, we're always linked to everybody. The joke thing was we didn't sign anyone though, regardless of all the links. That was a frustrating thing because it's not like this is the thing, and it goes back to like we've needed a striker for about 2 years, just like we've needed another world-class centre back for the last 2 years. We've needed another great goalkeeper for the last 2 years. Don't get me wrong. I think Petrovic can be world class, and I think we've got a solution in the making there in terms of our goalkeeping issue, because that's kind of one of the things Poch fixed at the back end of last season. But Enzo Maresca, I don't know if it's because he is a yes man and he's just fallen on his own sword now. But what do you think of all that stuff in terms of, is that part of the reason why we all look at Enzo Maresca and are like, are you nuts because of what he says in press conferences? And how he defends players.
That is one thing that has pissed me off. That's pissed me off because he keeps saying, nobody told me that we have to get top 4, or nobody said that this is the criteria that needs to be met. No one. I believe that we've done better than we did 2 months ago. All those garbage that he says. That sometimes I'm seeing like, how does he? No, I'm not gonna say what I was about to say. But how are fans not protested about it? And probably that's somewhat dramatic, but that's the situation because he's saying a whole bunch of garbage better than 2 months.
I will sort it out later, Jordan. I can't do it now, but I'll sort that out for you later. Sorry, TT. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, I don't get it either. Why Enzo Masquerade? Because he embarrasses himself when he said, because like we'll say with the Sanchez that he saved us more times than he's let us down. How can you say that when statistically he's one of the worst goalkeepers in the top 5 leagues? Like, what are you watching? It's just
the statistics that fools people though is the fact that in terms of shots that he's had to save, because a lot of shots he has faced a lot of shots. They're saying, he has had the second most saves and all of that, which is fine. But he's not a bad shot stopper. He's not the greatest, but he's not a bad shot stopper. But in terms of mistakes, it's not like you just simply give the ball away. That's not just it. He just simply literally makes mistakes that you have to wonder if he's on the spectrum. That's what he does. So I don't get what Maresca is saying, and then he said something about if Sanchez stops doing what I tell him to do, he's gonna bench him and whatever, and he did bench him. But there's this whole insider thing that says that because of what's his name, Roberts, some goalkeeping coach or something like that, that if he benches him, Maresca's job is in danger. Something thing I heard. Some garbage like that was what I heard. Because he came out after Jorgensen played and said something about, Sanchez need to rest. And that's garbage. Like, I've never heard that you rest a goalkeeper.
Yeah, why
In
would you need
terms
to
of
rest the
saying that
goalkeeper?
he need the rest. So,
Because
I
yeah,
don't know.
he's standing still most of the time. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's just like you want to hit him because it's just like that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, but give me a scoreline for what you think the game on Brighton on Friday will be.
I'm leaning towards 2-1 Brighton, but I just have a feeling that it could be 3-1 Brighton. And I don't like saying that, but that's just the situation. I'm very much concerned that Casino may get injured in this match because we have nobody else to play there. And I don't see Emogo or Mathis Emogo playing. So it's literally gonna have to be Casado and Enzo. Even Enzo looks like he's even at risk of getting injured as well. So I don't know. It's just I don't see Chelsea winning. I see Brighton winning, and I'm genuinely feeling that he's going to be a 3-1 loss. Because I don't see any way where it would have to be some sort of magic. I'd have to say that would let Brighton be so bad that us utilizing Nkunku and Palmer up front leads to us winning the match. That would have to be some sort of magic. It'd have to be luck. So I don't see it. So I'm saying 3-1 Brighton, unfortunately.
Deals, check your Instagram messages, bro. I'm telling you, the link's there. Check your Insta messages. I sent it to you earlier. That link I sent you earlier that's the one, bro. Check your Insta messages. Big up, Deals. JPT is on holiday, Jordan. He's not with us at the minute because he's on holiday with his missus. So yeah, Deals. If you can get the link, because I'm using my phone at the moment, I haven't got my PC to stream, so I have to exit the studio to get into Instagram. Check your Instagram, brother. Oh, bloody hell, man. Deals, man. Yo, Joker. 1 minute. 1 second. 1 second, TT. Bear with me, please. Yeah, go on, finish what you were saying, my guy. Because what do you think the board could have done right or better that would have solved the situation? Because obviously you said about João Felix staying. What else do you think they could have done in terms of like in-house? Because a lot of people wanted to see Leslie back. As you mentioned about, Casado getting injured. If he gets injured, we're screwed because there's no Lavia. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think they could have? Go on.
I'm I don't know. I respect Prime. Don't get me wrong, I respect Prime. But I do remember seeing when was it? December, I think it was, or was it January? One of those months. I came on one of the Blue Brothers and I said that that we need to recall Santos. Not Leslie. If you call back Leslie, fine, it would have been another option because Leslie's getting game time now.
Prime, I sent you the link as well, bro. Check your Insta as well. Prime, check it. If not,
Prime
hang
is
on.
even there. Oh, Prime will live a life, a long life. Prime will live a long life. I just mentioned his name. But in terms of calling back somebody, yeah, I said to recall because the logic of why not to call any one of them made no sense to me. Lavia injury prone. Casado is a one-man team in that midfield. Enzo Fernandez doesn't offer anything defensively, so you're already setting him up for failure. So I said, call back somebody, do that. But no, let us sign a 19-year-old midfielder so that we can accommodate Blue Co. Continue to grow, and Strasbourg can get him in the summer. It's garbage. It makes no sense. It's stupid. I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's that midfield is literally just a small bunch of flesh on a chicken bone. Literally, that's all it is. You just have a little flesh on a bone. Literally, that's all it is. And it's just
TT, can you hear me? Or am I gone totally tone deaf?
Yeah, I can hear you.
1 minute, because everyone's messaging me, and sorry, 1 second, TT, because I can't hear nada. 1 minute. Right, TT, can you hear me? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that, brother. I apologize. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, here's Prime as well. Sorry, I'm still trying to work out how to use my S25 Ultra, so I apologize. I screwed up on that one. I ended up muting it. I apologize, and I didn't realize how I'd done it. Yeah, so big up Prime in the building as well. How you both doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Bro,
Bro, the reason why I said, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There's a feedback. Let me mute.
Oh, it's probably, yeah. The reason why I said, hello?
Hello.
No?
The reason why you.
I thought there was an echo. No. Yeah, again, I said no to Santos because one, the contract breaking him out of the contract loan at Strasbourg,
Yeah.
I didn't think was probable.
Big up.
And two, Leslie's actually Leslie's actually a defensive midfielder. Santos is not. I'm sick of you Chelsea fans misprofiling players.
Big up Prime. Big up.
We need a defensive midfielder in this team, which is why I kept saying that we should have Leslie in this team.
Well, that's what I said a minute ago as well about, like, you know what I mean, like.
No, I'm talking to Tyrone.
Oh, all right. Then.
Yeah, but the thing is though, Prime. At Vasco da Gama, that's literally the role that he started off in terms of not as he's not a defensive midfielder, but in terms of being a ball-winning midfielder, he can do that role, which is what Casado does. And even at Strasbourg, that is what he's doing. So that's why I suggested that. Yeah, fine. I said Leslie would have been the more ideal option because in terms of the project at that time, Leslie wasn't getting game time at Southampton. So yeah. Fears, but
yeah, so I wasn't wrong about
Santos
bringing back
option.
But we're not going to bring back Santos again. Like, we need to talk about how things are more likely to happen. Leslie should have happened because he wasn't getting game time. He should have came back in the first day of January.
Well, the thing is, even that Felix deal's looking like it's gone like backfired on us almost straight away. So there's a lot more. We should have like recalled a lot more loanees than what we did, because even now with Jackson being injured, we're effed, guys. We are really effed.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go 2 seasons or 18 months without buying a proper striker.
1.5 bill deep, mate, and we still haven't got an out number. Well, who isn't over 20 anyway. It's gonna be peak, man. The rest of this season, I'm telling you. Ooh, I got echo there. Big up Jules as well, bro. Give me your thoughts, man. What do you think on this going on? It's mad, isn't it? Because there was also all these players that you wanted to talk about, but realistically, we're fucked.
Deals was gone, but
see,
yeah,
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how things go. But you know, if we're missing a striker for like a month or two now, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the sporting directors, regardless of how the season pans out, the sporting directors have to pay.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because deals that you were saying about all these other players that you were talking about to me on Insta earlier, bro. Like, we should have signed at least one striker, innit? I thought.
Big up Wolfie. Big up TY. Big up Prime. Listen. We're in a problem right now. The striker not scoring goals. That's the issue that we have in at the moment. Even our wingers not creating, burying their chances. You know what I mean? I feel like the problem is that we can't score goals. You know what I mean? And that's what we're missing at the moment. Like, we wouldn't be talking about not burying our chances, but we're conceding chances at the moment, and that's what's very annoying. Like, with our defensive issues, we know that we have defensive issues. We know we need a leadership. We know we need a striker. We know we need a goalkeeper. These are problems that we've had for the last summer now. You know what I mean? So like, this issue that we're in right now is not down to a Maresca problem. It's down to a board problem. But at the same time, Maresca can hold stickings, because at the same time, he doesn't change his ways of that he wants to play. He doesn't change the style, doesn't change anything to change anything. Now, we asking him to change something in the gameplay, and he doesn't. Even when we had Felix, even when we had Nkuku, why do you think that is?
No ideas. He ain't got no clue what to do.
Because he wants to play his way, which is all fine. But that's the problem you get with these like young up and coming managers. They're so focused on playing their own way that they're not willing to be a bit more like flexible or adaptable. And it's funny because the criticism that Ancelotti gets is that he plays freestyle football and he doesn't have a system. But yeah, he's one of the most successful managers of all time. So I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to get the best out of what you have. However, there have been times when Maresca has tried to use certain players and they just haven't performed. And Nkunku, the guy's just, as much as we can say that we could try and get something out of him, whenever he's played, he has not looked good at all. Remember, I was saying this earlier in the season when people were gassed about these Conference League goals he was scoring. And I was telling you guys, he's not playing well. Now we're seeing he's not playing well because the goals dried up. Like, these things have been happening all season. Felix, again, I don't care about him going out on loan, but you don't get rid of a forward without bringing someone in. You don't waste half of our window trying to chase Mark Guehi just to end up calling back Trevor Chalobah. Like, that's a waste.
Prime. You see the directors, like every time we talk about these directors, we know the situation we're in with these directors. They're yes men. They're all yes men, right?
The directors are not yes men, they're just bad at their job.
No. Don't say that, because I was hearing certain the players that we was interested in like a Samuel Modium, right? A Duran, right? They're doing good scouting. I mean, that's what I was hearing. So what's the difference now?
But these sport directors are the same
No.
ones.
What's the difference now? Because
I'm answering. You asked me a question. I'm answering a question. These sporting directors are the same ones who are not getting deals over the line. They're the same ones that are just stockpiling 16, 17-year-olds and not actually improving our first team. So again, that's why I'm saying it's the sporting directors. I've been saying this for months. The squad planning has been poor. People only want to realize this now. I've been saying this for months. The squad that we have assembled,
really,
extremely, yes, as a squad, yes. I'm not talking about
well, I didn't hear none. I've been complaining about these directors from the longest, and nobody wanted to speak about it.
Okay. The squad
why is it all of a sudden happening now?
No.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't see you on enough stuff, but like the channels and stuff that I'm on, like we talk about this stuff. We've been talking about this stuff. But regardless, the squad planning
didn't make sense.
The squad planning has been extremely poor. You don't go, for example, from a manager perspective, you don't go from a style of from Potter to Poch to Maresca. Style-wise, I'm not talking about their ability as a manager, but just their philosophies and their style. Going from them three in a row does not make sense at all. Buying players like Malo Gusto, who I rate highly, but he is a touchline fullback. He loves to get forward, beat his man. He can get back and defend. He can get up and down. You don't get him, who excelled last season, and then you're having him to play in a system under Maresca where he has to invert and play as a false 10 or a false 8 and be more creative. That's not his bag. That's bad. That's bad squad building.
Hold on. The problem we got, is a yes man hierarchy. That's what we got. We're in a yes man hierarchy.
The fact that we're going again into a season where you're trying to rely on Fofana when you know he's just had surgery and he's injury prone is poor. The fact that we're trying to rely on Lavia when we know he's injury prone is poor. Only having three midfielders in Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo is poor. Even if they all stayed fit, that's not good squad planning. The fact we haven't used Hall should have played a few more games in the Prem. The fact that he hasn't played more games, that's on Maresca. However, if Maresca doesn't even rate him in the first place, then why did we even sign Hughley Hall? That's poor. the Felix, the fact that he hasn't been playing. Why is there an echo?
Is that?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me mute.
Okay, it's gone now. But yeah, Felix, like the manager clearly doesn't rate him. So there's still an echo. Hello? Oh, it's gone now. Yeah. With what do you call it? With like Felix, again, like the manager said, oh, he's great and stuff, and how you pay to watch Palmer and Felix play together. But we haven't seen Felix being used much in the Prem. So the manager clearly doesn't want him. So why is he here? Mark, you, who is a young talent, right? But he hasn't been used in the Prem enough. We've overused Jackson and burnt him out. So again, like, why is he here? This is why I keep saying poor squad planning. And as much as people want to go and talk about Maresca and he's not good enough and stuff, whatever, that's fine. That's not the argument I'm trying to make. But
yeah, but
if we
Prem,
hold on, Dill, stop. Actually, listen, I'm trying to say. The reason why I say it's on the sporting directors is because even if we go and get rid of Maresca now, I don't trust the sporting directors to make the right decision. What they will do is they'll bring in another young manager that goes completely against the style of Maresca, meaning we have to buy another crop of different players that doesn't suit, and it's just a poor squad again. We have a lot of talent in this squad, fine, but collectively as a team, it does not work. It doesn't work. That's why I say it's poor squad planning.
All right, 1 second, bro. Okay, Dill's gone, so now the Prime's finished. Say what you were going to say.
My problem is, that how long have these directors been here for?
About 2.5, 3 years.
Well, this thing's been happening more than 2 years, right? This ain't only happening now. So why aren't people talking it only about it now? The problems that we've been in. So like how I'm looking at it, right? Why are we gonna talk about the same old subjects that we've been in before, bro? You know what I mean? It's a continuous circle, and that's what you call a circus. We're run by owners that only care about money, right? They only care about money and flipping, bro. That's all they care about. They're not here. They're not here to win, bro. If you think they're here to win, bro, you have a next thing coming for what you think, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
no, I know they're not here to win, bro, because like look at it this way, yeah. I know from speaking to all three of you, because I haven't forgot about TT, even though he's got a bit quiet there. Like we've all seen holes in ways that have all been exposed. Whether Prime was talking about game management, you were referring about players. TT said about the options as well. They all go around squad planning and development, and it's kind of mad to see how badly in terms of like it's like when someone doesn't do their homework properly. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those ones where how could you guys get so many different things wrong? Even with the players that you've got, you get it wrong. You know what I mean? Like Brian was just now saying about the thing with Trevor Chalobah. The thing about Trevor Chalobah, going back to what TT was saying, and about sometimes Maresca makes you get mad at him with some things that he says was like, oh, we had to get rid of Chalobah for financial fair play. Now you've decided you prefer Chalobah over Diassi. They've kind of swapped places. Now Diassi's the lone man, and Trevor Chalobah's. But if it was down to FFP, like what? Why is it that now you can do it this way? Like it's because of the wages, bro. Like, not a lot of this stuff makes sense.
Well, Wolfie, here's my problem. Yeah, here's my problem. Yeah, I don't. This is the problem I've got. Yeah, with certain of our fans. Yeah, they're only speaking about it now because it's going wrong now. You know what I mean? Like nobody wanted to speak about it before, like way before. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Sorry, deals.
You know what I mean? Nobody wants it.
Please don't generalize it. Don't generalize it. Don't generalize it because I was speaking about this for months. Don't generalize it.
No.
You're saying nobody.
No.
All four of us said about the holes in our squad and we needed better signings.
I'm talking ownership wise. That's what I'm talking. Ownership wise. And JK knows what I'm talking about, bro. JK knows what I'm talking about, bro. These owners, right, have done this continuous plan time after time, bro. Yeah, I said this time ago. The only way that we're gonna change if the fan base unite together and talk about these owners, right? That's the only way this will happen, bro. Yeah, that's the only way that you will see change. That's the only way. Yeah, there's no other way than getting the fans together, right? And to make a change and make a difference, right? Because we do have a voice, right? We have a right to have a voice. So, no, like you lot are saying that, like you lot are saying the same old stuff. What's been happening, bro? Like it's not gonna make a difference by just saying the same old shit. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying on that front, bro, but I think it's not about us talking the same old shit. I think it's one of those ones where you've got two separate parties up in the boardroom and they've got very, very different ideas about how the football club wants to be run. Because you've got the Todd Brolly power battle with just about everybody else in the boardroom. So I think it's not just about it's a lack of direction, bro. It's a lack of true direction, if you
No,
want.
it's a lack where we want our club to be, bro. Where we're meant to be,
Okay, I
bro.
fully hear you on that one. I fully
Well, what you think we just settle for top four? Nah, bro. We need to be aiming higher, bro. We're Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to be aiming higher, but our means at the moment certainly our ambition is high, yes, but our squad depth, our class, and
No,
our
but this is what's annoying, yeah. This is what's annoying. This ownership want our fans to just hope for this top four. No, we aim higher than top four, bro. We're a club, a winning club, bro. You know what I mean? And they're
yeah,
putting Brees out there. They're putting Brees out there from Maresco to disrespect the FA Cup. Yeah, that's a disrespect, bro. Bro, we're used to winning FA Cups, bro. Yeah, we're used to winning that cup, right? And to disrespect that cup is disrespect, fam. It's a disrespect.
no, I hear you with Chelsea Football Club. We want to win everything, but at the moment, bro, like we were all talking about the holes in the right. Okay, as Chelsea Football Club, yes, we all want to win, but and I think it was JK himself who said this a couple of weeks ago, right? With Chelsea, under Abramovich, with those players like Terry and the ownership of Abramovich which had a model set up. Not everybody rated it, but it had a model set up where they would look to try and buy the best player they thought at that time. Like, there's a lack of professionalism, control, dignity, respect, acknowledgement of the tradition, acknowledgement of the fans. I think JK is just a lack of professionalism. I think JK said.
Yeah,
Is that
what I said last 3 weeks was, I said this project has the potential.
big up,
It has
DJ?
the potential. I said this overall project that they're asking to buy the best young kids to start winning with it. I'm talking about Todd Bowley. I'm not talking about no Igbali, Siri Merchant, this that we're trying to flip profit. I'm talking about what Todd Bowley said when he came. He said he wanted to continue what Roman started. And also, when Igbali came in, they both agreed that they would buy the best young talent in a way to like win stuff with it. And I said, with that, you need to hire the people for it, the professions for it. You do not hire people who like that. Look at Paul Stanley, Lawrence Stewart. When I say get the best young talent, you get the best young talent. That does not mean buying a kid who you don't know exists or something like that. You get Musiala. When I think of that, you get Musiala. You get all of these players, this, that, and the other. No, that's how it's supposed to be. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to win realistically, do you know what I'm saying? If not, if you think that this kids thing is not going to go nowhere, then just don't buy kids. Simple. Don't buy the kids. And how about just balance the squad out with experience? Plus, you can get, you know what, some unexperienced heads. Do you know what I'm saying? Making sure they're at least good. I'm not talking about there's a sort of level that it should be. It doesn't always have to be, oh, we don't know this kid from Brazil, this, that, and the other. It can be a good young player, a mix with experience. Do you know what I'm saying? But then they don't want to do that. They just want to continue this project. Do you know what I'm saying? The funny thing is, me talking about this is getting very boring. Because it's the same thing we're gonna keep saying every week. You know what I'm saying? And it's giving me a headache. I'm being honest. It's actually giving me a headache. But right now, the game as itself, we got knocked out of the FA Cup. In my opinion, I already knew. I don't know if I said in the YouTube channel here, but I said we'll lose to Brighton. Did I not? And I wasn't surprised. It doesn't matter. There's something about this team. There's something about this team and this group of players and this manager as well. They fumble on the teams that seem to have that seem to just want the game more, just want to win the game more. They don't even need to be bad. They don't even need to be actually good. They just need to want the to win more. They just want to win the game more. And then, for example, we lose the match. This is all due to mentality. And if listen, and if our squad of players and our manager is able to capitulate mentally, capitulate mentally when you see a team that wants it more, a manager that
JK,
wants it more, an
JK,
opposition that wants it more. Wait, hang on, there was an opposition that wants it more, then that's very, very scary. Very, very scary. That, like, if I'm going to be honest, like this, let's say we go to Man City, we lost. We all know Man City wasn't good. They're not a good team at the moment. But you know what? What made them win? We were the favorites, but what made them win is because they wanted it more. Simple. It's not like they were good, this, that, and the other. They just wanted it more. That's it.
It
And I
lacks
said it.
hunger and
It's the,
intensity.
exactly. We lack so much hunger. It's disgusting.
JK,
It's
JK.
actually disgusting.
If they
We
want to
cannot
win, if
smell
they want to
blood.
win, yeah.
We
If
cannot
they want
smell
to win,
blood.
yeah. If
And
they
what
want to win,
It's
yeah. If they want to win, yeah. I hear this the talk of us getting a centre back and a striker in the summer, yeah. Go get me Isaac. Go get me Bastoni. End the discussion, bro. Go
yeah,
get
but
me these sort of type
no,
of
but then
players, yeah. We
it's more than just the players though.
no 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 no
It's
no
the
no no no
owners
no
as
no
well.
no
And
no no no.
understand the
There's no
players, yes,
excuses,
the
bro.
players
What
are
are you gonna
good.
tell
They
me?
can come.
What are you gonna tell
Wait,
me?
Deals,
What are you
just
gonna
let me
tell me?
finish.
They can't
Deals,
get
let me
them.
finish,
chill,
brother.
chill a second. You're getting
Brother.
passionate. I get you, but just chill. Let him
Yeah,
speak.
you know what, the players, if I'm gonna be honest, the players, they can come in, yes, that's good. But everything needs to change. The directors, I'm being so real. Even I understand, but I don't know. Wolfie, I've been reminiscing on what you were saying, but I don't know if Maresca will stay here longer. I'm being honest.
Well, you.
I'm gonna be so real. It's sad, but I don't think he will stay here longer. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't think he can handle such a board. Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
no, you know
Such
what
a
it is.
disorganized that
Well,
as well, and also I genuinely think with the sort of football he plays. Yeah, it won't suit our players. Our wingers we have, they're not touchline wingers. It's simple as Neto and Sancho are people who want to cut in, want to be in the box. It's simple. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm,
Or they're good creators also. But if I'm gonna be honest, if they have that striker there, that's the thing that's missing. They're good creators as well. But you need to there's a reason why they're not in form at the moment. They got a lot to do.
mm-hmm.
Hugging the touchlines is I think is a bit too much, especially when you haven't got a target man. Yes, they can cross the ball, this, that, and the other, but who's the target man? That's another thing the ball didn't address. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were just
So
talking about that.
there's
JK,
that.
JK, JK. Do you
Ah,
remember we was talking?
this club's got a lot
JK,
of
do you
problems.
remember? When we was talking about Flick and Nagelsmann when these men were trying to get managers, right? The reason why we didn't hire them because they wanted a yes man. Maresca was a yes man. Same no difference to Pochettino. Same no difference to Potter. There's no difference, bro. We're in a yes man hierarchy, and that's how it's gonna be, bro.
Oh, well, then that's what needs to change. Then it's the mentality of the club that, well, the board needs to change again.
However, Maresca is not a bad coach. Let me just get that straight. He's not a bad coach.
He's not a bad
He's
coach.
either he's either he goes or just sack the board. Simple. Sack the board.
I'd rather sack the board.
Because
To be honest. I don't agree with their philosophy at all. I think they're more
exactly, just
than the
sack the
other one,
board.
to be honest. I'm not going to
Because
play them off.
He could probably he might get us top four. We'll see what happens, but we'll
Do you
see.
think?
Nah,
Do
not
you
with
think
that.
Ed Varley?
Not
Do you
with
think
that.
Ed Varley?
I'm just saying
Do
we
you,
might, Wolfie.
do you
I'm
think?
just
Do,
saying he
do you think?
might.
Do you think Ed Varley would get rid of these directors then?
No, he will not. He
Why?
won't.
Why?
Because he's a twat. That's why. There's no other words to explain it.
Even
Not
even if
enough.
there's Even if there's a lot of heat coming from the fans if we don't get top four.
Maybe, but what's the chances of he might even do it like next season? It will take him a long time. This guy is stupid. All
Prime,
he cares about is unless the money's coming in, he doesn't give two Fs at
prime.
all.
Yeah.
I don't think Prime heard your question.
What?
No,
What?
Prime, prime.
give him a sec.
What was the question? What?
My question is, do you think Egbali will get rid of these directors if we don't get top four?
Well, last TT afterwards as well, because TT's been quiet. Bring back into the convo. Go on, Fran.
Bro, there's an echo.
It might be me.
Okay. I hope so. I think if we don't get top, this whole PR stuff that they're doing, I think regardless, if we don't get top four, Maresca will get sacked. Which I don't know. Fair enough, but who should pay it are these sporting directors, bro. They've continuously failed in terms of building a cohesive squad and going for differing managers. Bro, even the shortlist last summer after we sacked what's his name, after we sacked Poch, the shortlist of managers didn't make sense. They didn't play the same style, bro. But because they had on paper the same shape, where you play out in the back three, like they thought and like yeah, these sporting directors they just have to go, man. They really don't know what they're doing. They have to go. And bring in
They
someone
belong
that can
to
actually then bring in someone that can actually like build a squad properly, bring in a proper director of football, and then even if you want to like develop young players, which is fine, then go bring in an experienced manager, a winner, because that we don't have leaders anywhere. We don't have leaders on the field. We don't have a leader of a manager either that can get us through a bit of a rough patch. Because what's happening this season, I predicted it. I said we'd start great and go through the rough patch. Just this is what you expect with young players and a young manager. So that's why I don't have as much like
Prime,
I don't
prime.
have anger towards Maresca like everyone else does, because what do
Let's see.
people actually expect?
Let's see if he can. Let's see if Maresca can actually get us out the mud without Jackson. Because
Well,
if
of
that
course
if that is,
we have no way of scoring goals. So
no, we're gonna find out on Friday, isn't it?
and
If we can do that.
This ain't Cuckoo guy. Why does he have to drop deep all the time? Aren't you not the
because
striker?
because
That's his game.
Cuckoo is not a striker, he's a
I
false
know he's
nine.
not a striker, but if you're not a striker, you do the basics of a striker that you see
He cannot do the
since you're a
basics of
kid.
a striker because he's not. Again, people should look at things for
I know
what
he's
they
not
are
a
instead of what
striker
you want
prime.
them
This
to
is not
be.
me saying that he is, but I'm just saying if you're a footballer, let's say you're a centre, let's say you're a centre attacking midfielder, and you've been told to play centre back. Are you ever started going to go and play up the field? Although you're the centre back, no.
Bro,
So
bro,
if you're
you
but
can't.
prime, just let me finish. So before, if you are a 10, I understand he's a 10. You see the striker is always up on the field. Make an option for yourself in the box. And he doesn't do that. It's just simple things. Do you know what I'm saying? Other than
It's
that, who's going to be our person to be up? Who's going to be in the box? We cross to the ball and no one's there. Why? That's
bro.
all I'm saying.
Again, what you're saying is redundant. He's not a
How
striker.
is it redundant?
He cannot do those things. So you're
Get into
expecting
the
him to
box
do.
for a cross.
Can I? You said I let you finish. Just let me speak.
All right, go
Actually,
on.
listen to what I'm saying. People should stop expecting players to do something they just cannot do. He's not going to have the instincts or the traits of a striker. That's just not his game. I've been knowing this since we bought him. What is it like 2 years ago now? That's why I wasn't really a big fan of him, because the guy can't play as a striker. He cannot play 10. He can't play on the flanks. All he can do is score goals within one very particular system of being a false nine. Now, the thing is, because we don't have Jackson or Dew, we have to go and play a false nine. But when you play with a false nine and your false nine drops in, you need someone that's going to occupy spaces. So that means relying on our wingers to act as inside forwards, which they weren't doing in the last game, or one of our like the 10 or one of our midfielders, one of our eights has to be a box crasher. which is what Dewsbury Hall was doing, but Palmer wasn't really doing that much in the last game. So we're going to have to change slightly how we play because of the injuries that we have.
To be fair,
Do
I
you
was actually
think?
going to get back
Do you
to
think?
that. Hang on, hang
Do you
on.
think? Do
Wait,
you, Prime?
wait.
Prime? Do you think he? Do you think he will do that?
Maresca's going to have to because we have no other way. Unless we go and play like an academy kid. But again, like I was being told like last week that we had some injuries to our academy strikers. So I don't know if they're fit now or whatever. But apparently Dewsbury Hall and Mueka is in line for a game or whatever. So who knows? But we're going to have to do something.
And
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying with Maresca, Wolfie. This is what I'm trying to say. With Maresca, I feel like this system is way too robotic, in my opinion. In the sense of, firstly, there's so much limitations to where that system just limits certain players. For example, Gusto is not an inverted fullback. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of that, we're seeing a poor performance from him. Neto has never been a touchline winger, whether you like it or not. Never ever been a touchline winger. Now that you see it, he's been told to just stay and hug that touchline, and it's not working. Do you get what I'm saying?
well, the
He
thing is,
likes,
that goes into players not being in the right. As Prime was making the argument a moment ago for Nkuku about not being a 10. That's what, or
yeah.
9.
Now I kind of
But
hear it.
Gusto's not a 10. You know what I mean?
He's a
He makes it
nothing.
Yeah,
good to convert into a 10.
but
Why?
but now
Nothing.
now I kind of hear it, which kind of made me address this point. If we do not have any strikers, why is our main objective for our wingers to cross the ball? Why are they hugging the touchline? They need to stop hugging the
That's the
touchline.
style because that's the style of play. For one, that's the style, and two, our wingers, the only inside forward we have is Madueke. Neto and Sancho are not inside forwards; they're creators. That's why Maresca plays Madueke so much. Because at least Madueke will give you an actual goal threat. People complain about him not being a good footballer, which is fine, whatever. But at least he offers a goal threat. Sancho doesn't. All Sancho wants to do is link with someone, and all Neto wants to do is cross because that's how they create. And by the way, if we actually had a focal point striker,
That's
we
what
had
I was just about to say. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
if we had
He's
signed an
hugging, man.
Osimhen, you would see a lot more from Neto and Sancho because when Neto was at Wolves, he had Jimenez and he had his best spell there. When Sancho was at Dortmund the first time and he went there on loan last season, he was playing with Haaland, and last year he was playing with I think Fulkrug. Fulkrug, who is not that good, but at least Fulkrug is a presence up top that you can play off of. Like we don't do that. Also,
Prime.
the way hold on, Dills. Actually, listen to what I'm saying. The way Maresca wants to play, he needs his wingers to be able to isolate their fullbacks and create 1v1 situations. That's how you beat your fullback and you start creating space that way. But we don't do that. First of all, it's not the championship. Like teams against Chelsea, they're going to sit back most of the time, which is fine. But you need a way now to create space. Because I watch when Neto plays Sancho, Madueke, a lot of the time they're facing 2v1 situations. It's not just a fullback they have to beat. They're having a wingers doubling up on them.
Yeah, they got to be
as a system. So whether the players try and helps them, like in the first half of the season, where Palmer was playing in the right half space to help with Madueke, and you had Cucurella playing up, helping with Sancho, or you have our fullbacks who actually can get forward and they can over or under that and create space that way. You need more options. You need to try and change something up because with the injuries that we're now piling up, and we're gonna continue to concede goals anyway because of our defense. You need to fix something. We need to start scoring goals again. Because if we don't get top 4, this whole thing Maresca's trying to do with his system, which is fine, but you're going to pay. I don't think it's all his fault. Majority of it, I don't think it's his fault.
Oh, 100%. It's not his fault.
But he's going to pay regardless. And these sporting directors might be here another year. And I don't want
Why don't we play 2 10s? Why don't we play 2 10s and a lone DM?
Because we do, who are you going to play lone DM? Caicedo.
Well, wait, before everyone
Yeah.
Caicedo.
He's done it before. He's done it before at Brighton.
To be fair, Caicedo never played as a lone DM at Brighton.
Yes, he did.
Hang on,
No,
boys.
he did not.
Hang on. Before we start talking about positions and who plays where,
No,
let's
Caicedo was a pivot
keep
player.
about the forward,
He's
please.
been a pivot player all his life.
He played in a double pivot at Brighton for one, and two, like in the Premier League, teams don't play with a lone DM nowadays in the Prem. You're going to get destroyed. You can't play with a lone DM. There's just such an imbalance.
Well,
Which
one
is
second.
why, again, when you see Caicedo play with Enzo, for example, Caicedo ends up playing as a lone DM because he has to do all the work. Enzo doesn't do that much work just because of the profile of player that he is. You can't play with just a lone DM, which is why I kept saying, by the way, bring back Leslie, because Leslie's actually a defensive midfielder who will sit. Caicedo can push up further forward, and we will be able to create more chances that way and be a lot more sturdy defensively. Again,
Right.
the squad building has been poor.
Right,
So
hang on.
poor.
Hang on. Right, now, TT, big up, because you've been sitting and you finally popped up on camera. Do you think the board battle, like we're going on Ed Bowley and all them, like, do you think he will sack the rest of them, or do you think it'll be like Prime said? Do you think they'll be here another year? Which we godly hope not.
They'll be here. They'll definitely be here. There's no doubt about that. It's unfortunate. I don't think, even if we don't get top four, I don't see them leaving. I don't see them getting fired. A lot of people are saying that should be the case, and perhaps that should be the case, especially if another season has been a failure on that sort of director. So I guess that would be the best thing, but I don't see it happening because they're not going to see a problem with it. Profits will be there for the taking. I mean, I'm not gonna give in to what a lot of persons with stereotypes have said about these owners just want profit, but it's hard to argue otherwise when literally that's all you're seeing presently. There's no benefit in terms of attaining trophies. And you mentioned before about how you felt with about the FA Cup defeat. I don't think a lot of fans recognize how poor it is that domestically Chelsea have done poorly. For it's been almost a decade now. The last time they won the Premier League was almost 10 years ago. 8 years ago this season, because we're not winning the Premier League. And the FA Cup 7 years ago, Carabao Cup 10 years.
Wait
Essentially,
there,
almost now.
wait there. You look, listen. You're forgetting one thing, bro. You're forgetting one thing. Maresca mocked the FA Cup, bro. You can't mock the FA Cup, bro.
Well,
Like
that's what he's
that's
saying, though. That's why he's saying it's poor.
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
That's
why.
what
bro.
I'm saying. I'm saying that the mentality is poor because domestically, not only just the FA Cup, but overall, we've not won any domestic cup in over 8 years, almost 10 years now. So, so yeah, it's been poor, and a lot of people have rightfully said it. The Champions League has overshadowed the fact that we've done poorly domestically because and even the Club World Cup because we've won every trophy obviously before the Conference League at our disposal. So obviously that's the case, but I don't see them getting fired or sacked. It should be the case because it's that literally poor mentality, but it's not going to happen because at the end of the day, in terms of what the projects that they're building in terms of young players, they can say, okay, yes, it works because you can sell these players for a profit, or you can get these players on a free or on a minimum wage, and then you can sell them on when they reach the age of 23, 24, because at that time they'll be getting closer and closer to their prime years and all that. So obviously that is a situation. So I don't like the project. I don't think it's logical, and it makes Chelsea seem like a buying and selling club, and that's literally what we're becoming. And I use this analogy. We're literally becoming a selling entity, where you buy some assets and then you're gonna sell them for profit. That's literally all we're doing. We're doing some
Like
sort
the
of
Portuguese teams.
Yeah,
exactly. Well,
basically.
not even the Portuguese team. If some of the English teams are doing that, are like that literally, especially well, I don't want to, I'm not disrespecting any team that's in the championship, but that's literally what you see happening. Either a lot of players from the championship they either go to different leagues, Italy and all of that. So that's the situation, and it's concerning because that's not what we're used to. But I've honestly become irritated when people say we're Chelsea Football Club. It doesn't. Yeah, we're Chelsea Football Club. We've won all these things, but the fact of the matter is you have to accept that the reality is what it is. You don't need to accept that that's the case, or you don't have to like it, but that's the situation. So it all it is just hurting yourself by saying, "Oh, we're Chelsea, whatever football club and whatever the case may be." The fact is, we're under an ownership that don't value that.
it goes back to why Roman put the anti-Glazers clause in the thing, because he knew that with, and this is not the any dig at American owners, but when you have owners who don't have that same connection to football and whatever, and that's not me saying that everything was beautiful and rosy, no pun intended, on Roman Abramovich, because it wasn't, especially in the latter stages. We were doing poorly. We FFP started to become a problem. Let's not forget that we had a transfer ban because of buying a whole bunch of young players. That is the situation. But you can see that that ownerships these days, they don't care about the love of the game. It's more about profits and how they can continue to develop their wealth, or have a higher sort of assets and all of that, because owning a football club comes with its benefits, because there's certain dividends that you get for investing in the club. A lot of business jargons that I'm not going to get into, but that's literally the situation.
Well, very well said there, TT, and I'm not being funny, pretty much sums it up then. But yeah, I hope they get the sack, and I know what Deals was going to say earlier on about it's the disrespect, but yeah, long story short, boys, the fans and the board have two different visions on how this will go, and unfortunately, it sucks for the rest of us because we want to win and they want to make money, and we don't get paid, so it sucks for us, basically.
Wolfie, does fifth get Champions League this year?
Apparently it
It
does.
could. Fifth could get Champions League depending on how well the English teams do in the Champions League and Europa this season. So
Well, I'll be surprised if we can come fifth, to be honest, because I'm not being funny. If the way we're looking, we can't score goals, we can't defend.
Wolfie, do you think if we do compete in the Champions League next year, do you think we get our ass kicked if we
Oh,
fail that
bro,
competition?
no, bro. There's certain teams in the Champions League now that, bro, I wouldn't even want to play, right? Because they just counter attack us to death. They
I don't
really
know.
will.
I think
Yeah.
I'm a big
I think
Look at
I don't know.
Sporting with Gulchrez up front, bro. Like, that guy would
Wolfie.
love to play, get left isolated against the centre backs
Wolfie,
every
next
time you
season,
attack.
next season, let's say we do get Champions League football and this board is still here. I'm
We're
not
gonna
gonna
get
listen.
embarrassed. Let me
I'm
just
going
put it.
to
We're
be the
gonna get
most. I'm
embarrassed.
going to be the most scared person going into a Champions League ever as a Chelsea fan.
I
I'm
think
being
you guys are
honest.
optimistic. Champions League football. I think you guys
Bro,
are
I'm
very
not
optimistic.
No, I'm just saying
I'm not going
if
to
it
no
happens.
games if we get into that Champions League. I'll tell you that now. I don't see us doing well
I
in that
mean,
competition.
I'll be
If
petrified because we
especially
could
with these
actually
directors, not with these
Chelsea could
directors.
actually
Oh, hang on.
finish.
That's the point, actually. That's the point. How much of a priority does the Europa League become now? Because I'm not being funny. If this board are going to have to rely on anything, it's going to be, hang on a minute, we've got success in the Europa League conference. Because that's something they're expected to win because of what
Of course,
TT was saying about Chelsea Football Club.
of course, we're expected to win. Of course, we're expected to win it.
I don't see us
And,
winning that even.
bro, I don't see us winning that either, bro. We're just.
Are you being serious?
I have
Are
a
you
bad,
We
I have
have
a bad
to,
feeling
we
as
have
well.
to win.
are you being serious, TY? Are you being serious, TY?
Deals. Let me tell you the problem with this team. Deals. Let me tell you this problem. The problem
No,
with this
no,
team.
no,
Deals.
no,
The problem with
no.
this
That's
team.
Hang
dark,
on,
bro. That's
Deals.
dark.
Wait. Hang on. The problem with this
they can't
team
speak.
is that the mentality is completely off. Is that what I'm saying? Is that they don't like expectations. Do you know what I'm saying?
They're
They
not
don't like
professional enough, bro. They're not professional enough.
exactly that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you're a professional, when you're a professional, what it is that little stuff like you must, it will kill the team mentally. Do you know what I'm saying?
Say,
Little,
Mhm.
let me
he's
tell
not
you an
wrong.
example. Prime. Let me tell you an example about this club. We had to go to City, and people said we must. Look what happened. We lost. Do you know what I'm saying?
Ty's not
We
necessarily
had to go to
wrong.
Man United. Wait, we had to go to Man United to win with that worst form that they had. Old Trafford. We did not win. Chelsea
Uh,
had to play Liverpool kids. Liverpool kids came on. Do you know what I'm saying? I know it's a Poch thing. I know this was a Poch thing. But if I'm a player, I'm like, bro, screw Poch. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
yeah,
Sometimes you need that bad boy in you.
those,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, those examples, yeah. But I think I've been saying this since, um, like since the group stage, the tables thing got drawn. Remember how I kept saying right early in the season that like if Chelsea put out a certain lineup against Shamrock Rovers that they could get something. Remember how I kept saying that?
Yeah, oh no.
But you know why? No, but you know why I kept saying that? Because there's certain players in this team I don't trust. If Sanchez has to play in goal, and we have to go away to some Eastern European country, and these forwards don't turn up, we'll end up losing a stupid leg 1-0 somewhere, and then we'll have to throw in Cole Palmer to try and rectify it in the second leg. Something stupid like that will happen, bro. Because again, like JK was saying, these players, like if certain players are not playing in the team, I just can't trust it all. Look at Jackson and how bad he's been the last 2 months in front of goal, and yet without him, we look even worse.
I know.
Bro, that's showing certain things that people didn't want to pay attention to early in the season because we were winning games. When I mentioned that, people didn't want to listen, but now you're starting to see like how bad, and that's why I'm reluctant. That's why I'm just not gonna shout and say Maresca is not good enough. Maresca's shown enough to me that I think he is a good manager. However, I keep saying the squad is just not like.
No, we all agree the squad's not good enough. We all agree on that. We all agree on that. But look, just quickly, right? And I'm gonna start off with maybe JK on this as well, actually. And I know Tyrone's done a video on this. What does everybody think of the Sam Kerr thing? Because we have to mention it because she's our best female player, arguably, until she got injured.
No, I disagree. She's not the best. Don't do that.
All right, Tyrone, you start. Yeah, because you follow the ladies a lot. Yeah, give me because I know you've done a video on it. So who do you reckon is the best women's player at the moment for us?
Tyrone, follow the ladies, eh? Go on.
I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Aren't I supposed to do that? That's what I'm supposed to do. What?
Go on, Yardi, man.
First of all, Chelsea women, the way they're ran is like in the past 2-3 windows, we've broke the bank to sign world-class players. We just signed a world-class center back in January. But the men's team couldn't sign a center back, by the way. But the women's team signed a world-class.
It's different. It's different.
Bro,
the market is
inflation is a bitch.
We broke a transfer record for a center back.
It was $1 million. It's $1 million. $1 million.
That's why I said inflation. It's different.
No, it's not, because $1 million is a lot in the women's game, bro.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not the 2,700 million you're going to pay in the men's. But anyway, yeah, go on, TT. So, who do you think, Millie Brighton? Who do you think is our best women's player? Who do you think?
I'm not going to fall into that trap, but Sam Kerr is not the best. Definitely not the best.
All right, what about James? From James.
I'm not. You're not gonna put me into this mess. I'm
only asking you. I'm not gonna put you. What do you mean put you into anything? I'm asking you a question. That's all it is. If you don't want to answer, don't answer. But anyway, go on then. So what do you give me your thoughts?
No comment. I'm giving the political response. No comment.
All right. So give me your thoughts on the Sam Kerr thing then, and I'll ask Prime and JK. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. I don't know how to talk about it.
I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed in what?
Yeah. In the verdict. Not okay, fine. If they say she wasn't some sort of racial aggravation, fine. But the everything that was said in the final statements from the judge literally makes me lose all hope for some sort of equity in terms of what happens.
Explain why.
Right, because the whole essence is that she felt afraid that I don't know what I can say here, so I'm gonna try to.
No, you can say what you like. It's not a kids channel, and I'm not monetized. You can say what you damn like.
Right, all right. So she was basically her partner and her were afraid that they were gonna get raped because the taxi driver is Muslim, according to what was said about his ethnicity and all of that, and his race rather, not his.
Wait, hang on.
Not race.
But didn't she smash the window and throw up out the side of the door?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that everything about it. Well, I mean the whole thing, because the thing is that she paid for the damage. The damage is not the problem. The damage is not the problem. The problem is the racial aggravated thing. That's what the problem was with the police officer, not with the man, because she paid for the damage eventually. So that's out the window. The problem is that for what was said about being stupid and white, and being everything stupid and white, you guys are white and you're so being stupid and all of that. I don't curse. I'm not gonna say what she said, but in terms of all of that and what they said about yeah, but the whole essence of the fact that they kept talking about the whole thing of, oh, she thought she was in danger because they kept being questioned by the police, and the body can prove that there was nothing there that you could say made them feel uncomfortable, because they literally listened to 30 minutes long of the conversation. The body cam of the police, it's not like they can fabricate it, because she admitted that she said that they're stupid and white. That's the thing. But they keep saying she found a way to flip it to say that, oh, she felt that they treated her differently because of who she is, and because of her skin color. Because I remember saying this last week when Mel was on, with the conversation with JPT as well. I kept saying that she said, and it wasn't my words, that she is half black. That's what she said. She said she's half black because her father is half black. He's brown essentially. So because of that, she said implied that she basically implied that because of all of that, she was okay. There's an echo.
It might be me.
Yeah, so but that's the thing. So that kind of pissed me off, because they kept talking about the thing with how she felt she was in danger, but that was not the situation. There was nothing to imply that she was in danger. But if they say she's not she's not racist, which she is, because a lot of Australians are. So literally, and her statements are, whether she was intoxicated or whatever, that is when you're most likely to say some things about what you believe, although you're not in the best state of mind because of obviously what alcohol does to you. But I'm disappointed because it literally just don't play the whole thing of, okay, what she did wasn't wrong because she felt hurt. So because she felt hurt and she felt like her life was in danger, it's okay for her to say what she said, and everything that was said otherwise is okay because.
On that though, but I do feel you on that one, because when she said what she said, she shouldn't have felt in danger because she was standing next to a police officer with his body cam on.
Exactly,
So,
and that's the problem, because the body cam is to prove it, and at no point did the police officers didn't even utter a disrespectful word. They only said, okay, so we're charging you right now at 3 whatever a.m. on January 3, 2023. Literally, that's what they said. So nothing disrespectful. She said you're stupid and white. You're white and you're so stupid. Whatever. They didn't even utter a word and say nothing to it. They just said okay. So because of racial aggravation and all of that, you will be charged for this as well, alongside the damage to the car that you have decided not to pay. So so that was my problem, because I didn't understand it. They keep talking about what happened to some lady, I don't remember her name presently, who was raped by a police officer. But I'm saying the body cam would prove, literally the body cam would prove if anything were to happen, and nothing happened. But they're saying she said she felt uncomfortable because they kept asking her questions, and it makes no sense. And how she was talking about power and privilege.
what are you do about the police asking you questions? That in itself is a contradictory statement, because the police are there because they've been called because you smashed the window. You're the one acting crazy. You're the one smashing things and.
How dare you ask me a question? Don't you know who I am? I'm Samantha Kerr. I'm a part of Matilda's team, Australian. Literally, that's that like. And she even showed them her bank accounts to say that I can pay for it, but I'm not paying for it because when you have somebody like them coming to me and saying what they wanted to say, then I mean, so what? I don't care. I don't know.
Well, like you, I don't know what the boys have shot off Prime and deals with that split up, but I just think the whole Sam Kerr thing, it's just a classic case of it's spoilt brat syndrome, isn't it? Like it's.
I mean, she's on the other side. She's on the other side. But if you listen to the coverage of Australians, the Australian news sources and all that, as I said, Australia is one of the most racist places that you'll come across. One of the most racist continents / countries for some people. So it's one of the most racist places that you'll ever come across. So I'm not surprised by the outcome in terms of all of that. But I'm just shocked that the final statement was that due to the fact that she felt that she was in danger because of the reference to this case where this person was raped and all that by a police officer. It is understood that she was intoxicated, and that's garbage. I'm saying, what kind of thing is that? That's rubbish.
Well, it's just an excuse, isn't it? I agree. I'm just gonna round it off there by simply saying, like you, I think it's an excuse, and it's just her way of getting out of jail card. Literally, like I felt in date because it's easy to say that. That's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the fact she said she felt in danger and wasn't thinking right, but the fact she was still completely smashed out of her nut. And to be honest, she was breaking and smashing stuff up anyway because that's what she broke the car window. If I got my facts correct, she was the one that
When
smashed it.
not only that, she threw up on the seat, and the taxi driver said that she needs to pay for the damage. And then okay, fine, I understand this part where they saying he said he's not letting them out until they decide to pay for it. Which okay, fine, probably they can say that he was depriving them of their right to be able to leave or whatever. That's what this.
No. That's not correct because I'm not being funny. Most cab drivers use privately owned vehicles. Of course, a lady's just chucked up in your back seat, that's a dry clean and whatever else, as long as it doesn't stain, depending on what interior you have. And you've just broke the man's window. Of course, he's not going to want to let you leave. You've just thrown up in his back seat and broke his window. There's a bit of
okay, fine. So for the breaking of window happened because he wouldn't let them out. That's the case.
Hang on, Dills, what do you think of all this Sam Kerr stuff?
Bro, I think obviously she paid off the people to get her free, innit? It's blatant obvious what she said to them, innit? But like at the end of the day, like I feel like she had a right for what she wanted to say, innit? You know what I mean? She was just angry about the situation.
Yeah, but what's she got about?
Huh?
What's she got to be angry?
Because they're not dealing with the situation properly, innit? Obviously.
She is the situation, brother. She smashed the window and threw up on someone's car seat.
But the thing is, though, News, nothing happened. Nobody touched her. Nobody touched her. At no point did anybody touch her because she didn't even say nobody touched her. But literally because she was scared that because this was happening in the UK where a young lady was raped by
Tyrone, you know what the difference is, yeah? If it was somebody else, yeah, like a normal person, they would have been.
She's a normal person. Just because she eats pussy, that don't make her normal, bro.
No.
But and that's the thing because she's lesbian. She's lesbian.
Well, you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean, though. If it was a normal person, yeah, to a footballer or a famous person,
but I mean,
I don't think they would be getting arrested. They'd be going to jail.
I mean, think about it, though, Deals.
Show me the money. That's it. Show me the money.
Think about it, Deals. She literally showed them her bank account and said, "Oh, I'm not paying for this." She eventually paid for the damage of the cab. So what is in question is not about the damage to the car because she paid for that. The problem is the racial accusation.
She's stuck up, bro. She's an arrogant bitch.
Of course. If you watch the body
these
cam,
guys are trying to be nice about it. Yeah, let me tell it as it is. She was an arrogant bitch. You think you're bigger than what you believe you are. You don't have the right to smash up someone's property, throw up, then use accusation to try and wiggle your way out of it, man. That's man.
And that's the problem. That's the problem, though, Wolfie. And you know, a lot of the women's the Chelsea women's fans are happy and say, "Oh, I knew she wasn't racist." She is. She literally is. Not just that. There's been instances where she literally disrespected
what
people
happened?
who are Muslim.
What's going on?
Right, this is about when Sam Kerr sat there and said live on recorded camera that the police officer talking to him he was dumb and white?
No. He's effing stupid and white. You're white and you're so effing stupid.
He's fucking stupid and white. Okay, now let me tell you something. If I said to any of the members of the board here that, or should I say the panels, that because of their opinion, they were stupid or black, or they were stupid or brown, or they were stupid or Mexican. Sorry, JPT, if you're watching, I had to get that little dig on you. But I'm pretty sure they would interpret that as racist. We actually did something on here similar, something about when Enzo was fucking being racist when the rest of the Argentine.
Nothing happened there either. Nothing at all. Nothing at all happened.
Well, but Prime, are you not aware of this story? Because she got found not guilty today. Are you reading up on it as we speak? Because I'm not being. She got away with one. I think it's what Deal said. She got away with one because of the money she's got. If you are standing there, bro, let me be real with you, right? If you are standing, though, right, the White Women's Convention 2025, go F yourself. You're a Scottish. You can't say nothing. Anyway, but if you're standing there showing people your bank account and how much money you've got, you're not afraid of them. I'm sorry. You're not afraid of them. Like, if someone, like, you know what I mean? Like, when someone tries to mug you on the street, you don't tell them, like, oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, you've noticed my gold chain around my neck, but here's my wallet in my pocket that you missed. You know what I mean? Like, it's not nonsensical to me. And I think she's just used it as an excuse to get away with it, to be honest. I really, really do. I don't know if Prime wants to drop in an opinion as well.
Wolfie, I want to say something. Prime and Prime and Tiwa, I want to say something in a minute.
What
It's
is
about
it?
the club. It's
Oh,
about the club. It's about the Club World Cup.
Oh, what about it?
Now, if we don't get top four, yeah,
Yeah.
and we don't win the Conference League, they're gonna bring out briefs about the Club World Cup. We got that coming soon, and all that stuff. That's what they're gonna start doing. They're gonna start bringing out briefs
Yeah,
about the Club World Cup.
the Club World Cup is a like, it's supposed to be a post-season like warm-down tournament, if you like. And to be honest, that's not our bread and butter, bruv. I'm not being funny. Right now, with the state of our club, fuck the Club World Championship. We need to go back to basics, build the squad.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
don't get me wrong, yeah, bruv. Why are you entering us into another competition we've got virtually no fucking chance of winning? Because basically, they're trying to make the Club World Championship the miniature Champions League.
They didn't
So-
enter us into the competition. Where we were entered into it because we won the Champions League a few years ago.
Oh, there you go. So it's just another money-making scheme to increase the competition to make more revenue from it. It's
Yeah, but
to
that's
me.
that's not on the fault of our owners, bro. That's not their fault.
No, I never said that was. But at the end of the day, that's why it's not a priority to me. Champions League, Premier League, bread and butter, bro. That's it.
I
The
think
club.
Has anybody spoken about Nkuku being
I think it is
fit every game? Because he might not even be able to play every game for us.
We already spoke about the Nkuku stuff, Dills.
Google.
But regardless, the whole Sam Kerr stuff. What did she actually say?
She said that the police officer was fucking stupid and white. That was a direct quote. What TT said to you earlier. She said he was fucking.
It's not a quote. There's proof. There's proof. Proof.
No. Yeah, you
Okay.
see it.
What do you have proof?
You're saying it. We can hear it.
So that's what she said. But like, is she not also white as well?
No, she's brown, bruv. She's got
She's brown. She's white.
She's from Thailand.
She's white. No, her father's brown. Her father's brown, but her mother is white.
Am I thinking of someone else? Sam Kerr is Australian, no?
Yeah.
But her father is also brown.
Yeah.
She's brown and
Okay.
she's white, but
So
brown
she's
at the same time.
okay. So she's mixed race then. I don't know. It's I don't know. Like
SKFC.
I think that what?
Go in the private chat. But we've got someone in the backstage here, SKFC. I don't know who they are. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just think the situation is. I think it's weird. I'll be real, but like,
yeah, it is strange. It is weird.
No, because I don't know, but I don't know. Like, it's weird because if she had just said like I'm a woman, you're being sexist towards me, she could have got away with it. To be fair, she didn't have to say because if you're white or whatever. So I don't know. Was the police officer that was a man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if she had just two persons, it was a woman and it was a woman and a man.
Yeah.
But the man was the one that caused that charge. But
if she had just said that the man was just being sexist, to be fair, she probably could have got away with that.
She said that.
Oh,
she said that. She did say that.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's there's an echo, Wolfie.
Yeah. So I'm just introducing our new SK. Big up.
Well, yeah,
How y'all doing?
I don't know. I think the situation itself it's weird. I don't know enough about it to give a comment on it. I just think it's a bit weird, but I don't know. Whatever.
What do you want to say, SK brother? What are you saying? You good?
Oh yeah. No, I just got here. So, actually, how's my audio? 'Cause I feel like I'm echoing.
Yeah, that might be because of me, because I'm still messing around with settings on my phone, so I'll mute. But go on, say what you gotta say, bro.
Oh no. I mean, I just got here. So what's I mean about the whole like Sam Kerr thing? All I know about is she like what she said something about like the officer being white and she's like in jail for that or something.
What? Well, she was drinking. She was out on a night with her partner. She was obviously drinking too much. She tried to get out of the vehicle because she was driving to throw up, but she couldn't. So she ended up smashing the guy's back window and throwing up all over her back seat. And when the guy didn't let them out, because obviously they were looking to get out of the car, and if you're privately your vehicle and if someone's just ruined your interior and smashed the window, that's quite a lot of car valeting and replacement there. That's probably about £300-400 worth of work. So he didn't.
Wolfie, I just realized something. TY's made me remind me of something.
What's that?
Where's Whisper gone, by the way? The
Who?
Jamaican kid.
Who?
The Jamaican kid. Whisper.
Whisper?
He's recovering from an injury.
Oh.
He's recovering from an injury. He was injured.
Oh, he's an injury
still
too. He's an injury. He's an injury too.
No, he's recovering from injury. He's back from injury, but he's recovering still. He had a surgery.
Oh.
Yeah, he broke his foot. He's back from.
He's injured, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's out of the way. He's not available at all.
But yeah,
Plus he's having a child.
Do we all agree then that Sam?
His partner's having a child.
Oh, I thought he was available.
What were you guys talking about? My battery
I thought he was
died.
available.
Hey, we were talking about Sam Kerr and the fact she was cleared of guilty, found not guilty of racially aggravated assault, or verbal assault. But
Oh, this one was a.
I think that was bullshit. Go on, say your piece.
She's always in drama. That one. Anyways,
Yeah.
is it the one with the video talking about the white saying, "Oh, you're just getting at me because you're white"? Fair enough. I just saw that 2 days
Something
ago.
like that. Yeah.
But I heard that there was more to it. Apparently, she did something before that. Apparently she went and hit a man's back car and I think vomited in it. I don't know.
Yeah. She broke his back window and threw up in his back seat. It was the cab driver. It was taking them home.
Cab.
Yeah.
But that's not the problem. I think that's what people keep mixing up. The problem is not about the cab because she paid for the damage eventually. On that night when she was at the police station, they were saying that you need to pay for the damage, and she said she's not paying for it. She's not paying for it. It's $2,000. She's not paying for it. Obviously, they had changed the currency.
By the way, and she showed them her bank. That's how terrified and scared she was.
Yeah.
She was so scared and
she
terrified.
wasn't scared.
And showed, look, I've got a few $100,000 in the bank that you ain't got. I can afford it. I'm just choosing. She's being a bitch.
Of course,
Yeah,
and that's why when
no,
she said that, she was scared. She was scared. She wasn't scared. The body cam literally proved that she wasn't scared because she's saying, "Wait on the call. Wait on the effing call." That's all you guys always say. And she was acting like a. I'm not gonna say what you just said, but basically like that. So basically that's the case.
No, but the thing is, I think if that was a male football player, that would be a different story, in my opinion.
Thank
And
you, brother.
I think that's where it gets me. But it is what it is. That's the society. That's the patriarchy. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if
Hey,
I'm the
okay,
judge,
move on.
no, prime. I wasn't even.
I know where
I didn't even
Prime
care
said that.
about.
I know where Prime said that.
I actually care. I care less about this sort of topic. Let's be honest. This sort of like patriarchal topic. This isn't a red
No, I
pill
know,
podcast.
but I'm
You know
not.
what I'm saying?
But I'm just like,
Yeah.
hey, because someone's gonna just tune in randomly out of context. Move on.
No, Prime. Let me address this first, and because that's the topic now. I'm not gonna just change topics. But yeah, what I'm saying is like, is what it is. She's done. They've just said she's this. She's not guilty. For me, if I'm the judge, um, I will make sure she charges. I make sure she pays back that man.
Which
I
is good.
just think it's fair, and I think it's not professional in a certain way. But yeah, that's
You
what I have to
paid
say.
already.
I actually have
You
much to
lot,
say,
No,
you
no,
lot,
no.
do
but
you
you
think
wouldn't
there is a
buy
way
my
that we
clothes.
can
So
beat Brighton on Friday? Do you think there's a way that we can beat them?
What? Oh, not really, bro. We've got too many holes and too many. Right now, we're a rowing boat with about 26 different holes in it.
No, I think there is a way, you know. I think there's a way. But we're
Is
just
there
gonna have to, like Prime said,
is there a way that we beat them? Yes. Are we gonna do it? No.
So,
that's a good way of sentencing it. I swear.
well, I'm not being
Oh
funny.
my god.
To be or not to be.
I want to hear
Shakespeare.
what
To be
SK's
or not to
got to say.
But I was
I
just
want to
about
hear what want to hear what SK's got to say about Chelsea.
you're a Chelsea fan, right? So, what do you think of our January transfer window? Because would you not say that every of the problems we're having now is the lack of board action?
Like I would definitely like agree. Like I would say that the fact that they didn't bring in another striker was definitely problematic because like I know they got away with it last year in terms of just playing Jackson the entire season, but the expectation that you could just play one striker for like 2 seasons in a row is a bit like asinine. But I don't know. I just don't like to do like hindsight bias because obviously like as much as they should have brought in a striker, it's not as if Jackson had a precedent for getting injured that often, especially for the amount of time that he's going to be out for. So, like, obviously, they should have brought in a striker regardless, but him getting injured isn't why they should have brought in a striker. They should have brought in a striker just to have like, another option off of the bench regardless. So,
We could have found a striker just in the fact we don't actually have a striker.
yeah, like if you
No,
if
he's not. He's not. Neither is Nkuku. So,
well, the issue with Nkunku is like even when he was at Leipzig, he never played as a sole nine. Like he always played up front too, with like a big physical presence already there for him to run off of. So, like telling him to like do that like by himself when he's never had to doesn't really make any sense. Because even like I remember even like during the preseason last year with Pochettino, before Chelsea had gotten like the Palmer deal done, he was running like a Jackson and Kunku front too. So he wasn't even gonna. So assuming Palmer doesn't come, he wasn't gonna like do that either. Like just having Kunku play up top by himself. So it wouldn't make sense for me to get annoyed that Kunku can't play as a sole striker when he's literally never done that before.
And you know what's funny? We've not seen Maresca try and Cuckoo and Jackson together and play Palmer out wide or drop Palmer. We've not seen that. That's what I'm saying. As much as
Shariah Ox, Maresca.
Hold on, Dills. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, this echoes.
Your mic.
It's not my mic. It's Wolfie. That's what I'm saying.
Wolfie.
As much as, as much as I say about the squad building that is poor, and I agree, but I think in certain aspects, Maresca could have got more out of it. Like, you could have been using Mark Yu a lot more. He is actually a target man. In Cuckoo, I don't rate him, but I know he does get goals. So try and find a way to have used him a lot more. Because now we actually need him, and the guy just looks uninterested. He lacks match sharpness and match fitness. He's no help to us now. So yeah, bro. Sorry, what was your name?
it's like
SK, bro, I agree what you were saying there, SK.
Yeah, I agree. Well, bro, like it's going to what Brian was saying earlier about he doesn't actually have the instinct to find space like a nine would. He doesn't have that determination where, like, because I think I'm not sure if we would agree with this. Like, if there was actually someone in there who was hungry to score goals, because I don't think any of our players are truly hungry to score goals and just get on the ball and see what happens. Maybe that's the problem when you got a bunch of wingers and tens and or inside forwards or whatever you want to describe them. But
Wolfie, do you think they're being like? Do you think their natural instinct is just to create, not really to score? The rest
Yeah,
of
I would say so. But I think
the whole of the most of the attackers, Sancho,
yeah,
Palmer
is it
now.
our problem?
Palmer, because actually Palmer's he's a shooter, but I'm talking like the wingers, the Cuckoo.
Well, that's the thing, though. When you this is the thing why I say about a physical presence, and I think SK big up to me just touched on it. even when you look at Chelsea as a whole, we've always relied on that physical presence up front to occupy the two centre backs. And I think what SK just said is spot on. You know what I mean? Like, it's unless you have someone in there that's doing the dirty work. Like, how are these players who are creative supposed to actually portray their talent? Because like I think JK said it, every time they cross a pass into the box, there's no one there. Prime said it earlier. When every time they beat their man and they get into the byline, there's no one there to pass to.
There's that as
Well, it's
well.
funny that you say that because it's like also low-key the opposite way too, right? Like let me put it this way: if we had actual inside forwards like not even like a Salah, but even like someone like Bowen from like West Ham, just someone that has like goal scoring instincts, then Jackson's misses wouldn't be like as detrimental because you have like an extra dimension of goal scoring. So it's like you need one or the other. Like it doesn't make sense to have.
That's why Maresca plays Madueke so much.
Yeah, and that's like he's really the only one that has. He just misses a little too much, but he's basically the only one out of the three. Yeah, what is that? Well, he's basically one of the three wingers that.
Noni is always looking to try and score. That's the good thing I like about Noni. It's just that what I was saying before was that yes, there should be a physical presence in the box, but I'm also concerned. Yes, we got creative players on the wing, this, that, the other, but then if you need to get more goals, they need to try. At least just try and shoot. There's so many games where I just look and I'm like, bro, shoot the ball. Even the midfielders, just shoot. You don't know.
Creators, no one wants, because that's the thing. Not only because that's the thing about, I think who said about Bowen a minute ago. Bowen wants to take the responsibility, like Chris Wood. Chris Wood loves to score goals. That's why he's scoring as many as he is for Forest right now, because he's in the right places at the right time.
And again, Wolfie, it comes to mentality also. Do you know what I'm saying?
Has that mentality, JK, because if you got a bunch of creators and nothing but creators, who's there to benefit from the creativity?
Wolfie, do you see the way that we concede goals as well? Yeah, like if you look at the way that we concede goals, it's always always in between the lines of the way that we concede goals. Like they always catch us out between the lines. If you know what I mean.
I don't think the reason why we get caught in transition deals, what you're talking about so much, is because our defenders actually lack defensive instruction. And unfortunately, in Enzo's system, when we get caught out, we're either too high up the pitch, or whenever a team is breaking us, they're immediately at our centre backs. You understand? Because with me, when I was doing the little bit of coaching I was lucky enough to be involved in, part of it was defending. Now, to truly defend, you've got to do three things. A, make sure you keep your eye on your men. 2, kill space. And well, 3 is optional, but try and keep your chest to goal. Because normally when you got your back to goal, you can't see what's going on.
Well, in the preseason, we were seeing our defenders. Why didn't Maresca say anything about that?
Well, the thing is, the problem is like gang. It's not really an Enzo Maresca problem, because if we can always agree that the board are the ones signing players, we lost someone like Thiago Silva, then replaced him with Tosin. Now, I'm not being funny. That's chalk and cheese. You're expecting more from a lesser group of players, because we can all agree that Tosin's not better than Thiago Silva, and that was our big defender transfer in the summer. But that was our big defensive summer signing, bro.
Yeah, that's why we're missing somebody on Thiago Silva's level.
We're missing on a lot of levels.
They don't make them like anymore. They don't make them like Silva anymore. That's the thing.
We can get a Bastoni. Bastoni's on that level.
No, but he's not.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Well, you not don't rate Bastoni.
Wait.
I don't think he's not good. He just isn't the type. Because like he's basically just a better version of
what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to say he's better than Thiago Silva, but what I'm trying to say is that he's a world-class centre back. We need
centre back right now. Yeah, I'd take a dunk. Someone with experience.
Well, you don't rate. You don't want to take. Wait, you don't want to take Bastoni.
Look, deals. It doesn't matter if we would or we wouldn't. Like realistically, if he costs a lot of money, the board ain't gonna sign him. Because I know a lot of this is just as a friend. Yeah, a lot of your discussion is based on we should be buying world class players, bro. These guys ain't gonna do that. These 8 guys ain't gonna bro. We could have signed Osherman at the beginning of
Well,
this
they got Enzo. They got Enzo. They got
Generational
Caicedo.
talent they saw them as.
Sorry, TT.
Huh?
They saw them as generational talent. That's why they signed them, not because of the fact that they were class. No.
Wolfie, you have to sort out that bike. I can't even lie to you. It's actually crazy.
Plus, on the Enzo thing, I think that was more of a Todd Bowley thing when he was in his whole I'm just gonna spend a whole bunch of money on fancy players. Because when I always look at that first summer that he came to the club, right? You look at the players that he brought in. He brought in what Sterling, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Aubameyang because of Tuchel, and some other players but those aren't the type of players you bring in because you're trying to do some type of project. Those are minimum we should be getting top. Those are transfers that signal that we should be trying to get top 4 at the very minimum type of dealings. So I've always wondered what happened in the change of transfer philosophy between that first year and last year, because that's what has really gotten me, right? Because when it comes to that transfer, that summer window, even though obviously those transfers didn't work out, I wasn't as annoyed because I at least understood the rationale as to why they brought in those players in the first place. Whereas I look at, some of the younger players that they spend 50, 60, 70 mil on, it's okay, what's the point here? Even if these players play up to the value that you bought them for, there's no way in hell anyone's going to buy him for the money you spent. For example, Enzo. Even if Enzo Fernandez worked out fully, he is not going to make up 120 mil. He's never going to be worth that as a player, even at his peak. Caicedo is the same thing, even though Caicedo has been amazing this season. Mudryk, need I say more? Neto, it's all these 60 plus million transfers. It's what was the rationale here? That's always gotten me, even outside of the fact that they're young. It's you spent superstar money on toddlers.
And that's where it comes to structure. We've all mentioned in one way or the other a structure in which direction the club goes and how it goes. Because I'll be real with you, I've been listening to this board for the last day. I still don't know what they're aiming to achieve.
Yeah, but if you want to go buy young players, there's young players in a Xavi Simmons, there's young players in a Musiala, there's young players in a Wurtzel, that type of level of profile. Don't bring me.
You try and buy the
Don't bring.
best of the young players for one, and two, all these young players, if they're not going to bring any experienced players around them, then you get them an experienced coach. Funny enough, all these young players that we have, that they need a structure and a winner and mentality. Tuchel's the perfect fit for that. You have
100%.
a manager but you get an experienced guy.
Would be good.
Or if you are going for a young manager, get a young manager that's at least done things that's worth it. I like Maresca, but again, he wasn't on my short list for a reason. I wanted an Nagelsmann, I wanted an Amarin, even the Zerbi. Not my first choice, but I still would have accepted someone who's actually done a few things in the game.
Exactly as well.
Prime.
Do
you think the reason why they didn't want experienced manager, because the experienced manager would talk up things of what's going on?
Oh yeah, they wanted
even Poch to an extent.
They wanted someone that's more willing to fall in line and stuff, which is again because the stuff Maresca's saying now about how top 4 is not a target and whatever, and talking about Felix is so brilliant and then you don't play Felix and whatever. This is all sort of the same rhetoric we were hearing last season from Poch. So that's why I don't listen to the press conferences and blame the managers per se, because it's coming from above. That's why I'm saying get rid of the sporting director. I'm not going to blame Maresca for this stuff because get the sporting director's gone.
There was something I was going to say, by the way. Oh yeah, it was I think SK said that first summer window where we bought Raheem Sterling, this, that, and the other. Just know that season we finished 12th. We had.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not disputing that the transfers ended up being bad.
Oh no.
I'm more so saying I could understand the thought process as to why they brought in who we thought was a top center back from Serie A, who for some reason some people thought was Raheem Sterling was still like basically I'm saying I can understand the reason why they did what they did, even
Oh,
though
brother, I'm not.
was
I'm not trying to disagree with anything you're saying. I actually agree. I'm just trying to. I was trying to make a statement. I genuinely think. I don't know if anyone else thinks it, but I genuinely think. Maresca. I think he could do with some of the players in that season. Kante, Kovacic. I genuinely think he could do
Oh,
with
you
experience.
remember
that.
Zachary.
This is the experience exactly. Zachariah, the experience there. I genuinely
Hey,
think
Wolfie,
which
Koulibaly.
is
Wolfie,
why, which is
We could
why
do with him,
I
right?
agree. Which is why I wanted to
Wolfie.
keep Thiago Silva. Chelsea fans were
I
telling
gotta
me
go, bro. I
Silva's.
gotta go, bro.
All right, Bill.
You need to, okay.
Big up everyone.
All right.
Big up Prime. Big
That's
up JK. Big up SK. Big up TY. Big up Wolfie. Thanks for letting me
no,
come on, bro. Big up,
I
big
okay.
see
up.
you, bro.
That's why I was in. Well, the echo. That's why I was in favor of keeping Silva, because everyone kept saying the guy's finished, but you need an experienced head in the squad. You need someone that's been here before, because these young players, they don't know how to behave. Like, know that saying, act as if you've been here before. These players haven't been here before. This manager hasn't been
Exactly.
here before. You need, so like when we were doing remember like 2 months ago when we were doing well, and I kept saying we're not in a title race because I can see mentally they're not there. These guys are not there. Well, the manager, even though he was right to say we're not ready to go for a title, he should have said what Mourinho said in 13-14, that we're a young horse and we're building up to it. But to just dismiss everything and just ruin confidence, and then we get injuries and now things fall apart. Like, but again, this is what I said. This is what you get with a young manager and a young squad. This is
Exactly.
what you get. So when people are angry at Maresca for doing certain things or making bad tweets or not making the right subs or whatever, what do you expect with a young manager and a young squad? So I don't get
I
angry at Maresca.
expected this. And I can't lie, during the run that we had, I'm being honest, during the run that we had, I kind of knew this would go to an end. I never knew, everyone knew we were not in the title race. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
It didn't look like it, but we know ourselves. We clearly know this was not going to end. We were not going to be in the title race by any chance. Let's be honest. So, what I was trying to say is this. We should have, it's on the board as well, that we should have gone for experienced managers. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's say Maresca doesn't work out the way we want to, whether he gets top four or not, although it's looking like a possibility that is not. Um, I think the board should just get sacked straight away, in my opinion, before we do anything. Even before, like if that means keep Maresca, although he's done a bad season and sack the board, I think that could be done. Because I'm sorry, we can't go to another season with these guys making decisions. Because as they make a decision, we just regress. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether these lots will notice it or not, that's up to them, the owners. But either ways, yeah, I look back to that season and I'm like, there's some players that can be our spine. Do you know what I'm saying? I genuinely think three of those players that there could be three of those players that started in that final last season against Liverpool, we would have won. If we had the spine of Kante, do you know what I'm saying? Kovacic, I mean, you don't know how much these can impact the squad. You need people that have done it before, that have been there before, the highest level. Do you get what I'm saying? But you look at these sort of players, you say they've never done it. That's why we do. I don't have the confidence that we could go with the Conference League, although yes, it's expected because most of them have never been there before. Do you know what I'm saying? And them not being there before, I understand the quality is better, but I keep saying I know you hate it when I say that word mentality. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Mentality is actually what's losing us games,
we got.
unfortunately. That as
Hey,
well. No hunger, no sort of drive, no sort of they cannot smell blood, nothing. Watch, you know what, Wolfie? Look at Arsenal. Arsenal right now, they're missing so many players on injuries. If we play them next, we're gonna be expected to go up there. I'm telling you, we'll be expected. They'll have no wingers. We'll be expected to go up there and win because this team fears away from expectation. what's gonna happen is that you can see us losing because the team wants it more. That's it. People try to dismiss the fact that it's not really that hard for us to lose games sometimes with a
No,
group of players
it's
and
very easy.
a manager that's very inexperienced. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, that's the beginning and ending with this conversation, really, because this is realistically with a project like this, you get a load of what would be talented younger players together. You would get a world class manager to sit there, nurture all of them, help them, coach them, and let them mature into a good team. Because you see something like that similarly at the minute in something like Real Madrid. Ancelotti's bringing other guys through to replace the Krooses and the Modric's and all that kind of thing, and he has to rebuild the team, like, but we'll still maintain a standard, which is not what we're seeing at Chelsea. Like you just mentioned, right? Kante was arguably, when we had him, the best defensive midfielder in the world, and then we replaced him with an injured Lavia or injury-prone Lavia. So but it's partly ambition as well, because I'm not being funny. Like when you look at the board, like, and I think you've all touched on it. Like when you look at the hunger that Abramovich had to be a winner compared to what these guys do, because let's be honest, Abramovich fiddled the books to get us to winning titles or Champions Leagues or whatever you want to say. But you know, I mean, I don't know if they actually sat there and said, because of the Abramovich model, we've got to sit there and rebuild the finances from the ground up, even when it comes down to our income. At least I would understand it. Like SK said a minute ago, like there's no even remote explanation to why they do things in this particular way or why they do things in this basic model, because they've never actually bothered to explain it to us.
They just
All
want
we
to make
get,
profit.
yeah,
That's it.
yes, that's true. But yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. They just want to make profit, but they can't come out and say that. But sooner or later, as fans, like deals with, you've got to explain yourself, because if without fans, you as a club, you're fucked. You
I
need
don't
fans.
even mind. I don't even mind the whole. Like again, like I even said this last year. Some of the things they're doing behind the scenes, I don't even necessarily care about, because we did the same thing under Roman and no one cared. But the thing is, at least under Roman, like we were still winning, or at least we were attempting to win.
Trying to.
So
Well,
no
these
one
guys.
cared. So
That's the
that's
difference.
hold on. So that's why, like, all the stuff about making money, I'm cool with that, because obviously you want to make money on what you're invested in. But if we miss out on Champions League football again, where can you, Wolfie? Can you mute the thing? If we don't get Champions League football again, then we're not going to get that Jordan money. We're not getting Champions League football, and that can affect us with the whole PSR bullshit, because it's now 3 years in. We can't, like, how are we gonna? I don't think we're going to be able to sell like 150, 200 mil to be able to raise a transfer window again, because we need a quality striker, we need a goalkeeper, we need a centre back partnership. We don't have any of that, so we need to spend. Well, I don't think we can spend big money now unless we get that Champions League football, because we're not the only. Because last year we should have taken advantage and got Osimhen, but we can't now because other clubs want to buy him. Other clubs want to buy Gyökeres. They're two of the best available forwards around, and I don't trust our scouts again to scout properly. So that's why I go back to let these scouts go and go get me someone proper. Go bring back Michael Emenalo. The guy's a world-class director of football. He was
Is
the
he
one
still
that
working?
found. He was the one that found the likes of
I thought he was tired.
Hazard and Courtois and Lukaku, etc. Like, the guy's a world-class scout. Go
Didn't he
get
retire?
someone quality. Go get me Campos. Go get me Michael Edwards. Go get me someone like quality, someone that's experienced in doing this. And then you get me, if you're going to sack Maresca, you get me a quality coach. Someone that's done at top level. Even if he's a young coach, get me someone that's still done at top level.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Because if your recruitment policy is going to be average young players or potential young players, then you need someone of high class to bring them up and make them in. Because you need someone of that level to make them of that level. So, yeah, it all goes into one big circle that hopefully the board will eventually snap out of. But look, we're going to wrap it up because it's coming up 2:00 here in the UK, so we're going to wrap it up. But I want to thank everyone who's been on the channel tonight. It's been big.
But
SK,
Wolfie,
yo,
yeah,
what's up?
yeah. About managers, we all say Mourinho, but there's one that you have to look at. His name, you know, the Galatasaray manager I was talking, Okan Baruch, that guy, the
Yeah.
one who he won the league with Galatasaray last season with 102 points. I think he's coming to the end of his contract this summer. I don't know if he's gonna stay. We should look at him. I'm being honest. 102 points in the
We
league.
are okay, but realistically, do we
Uh,
want an up and coming guy, or do we want a quality, high class coach? Do you want to?
not even that. Like, if you anyone who knows about the Turkish league, you know how corrupt it is in favor of Galatasaray winning. So, like, I would be iffy about getting a Galatasaray coach. I'll be so real. Because if you come to the Prem, you're coming to Chelsea, you're not gonna have corruption work in your favor, bro.
Well,
So,
Is there really corruption? Is there really corruption? On
yeah,
Galatasaray
yes,
favor?
bro, yeah,
well,
bro.
into the
That,
political
Because I don't
bro,
watch that league like that, so I'm asking.
no, it's not even political. It's facts. Like
It's not.
What Jose's doing at Fenerbahce, he's fighting real corruption. I follow Fenerbahce fans. I follow the league because Jose's there and Oshiman's there. I follow the league, bro.
All right.
Okay.
Well, look, everyone, we're going to wrap this up. Let me thank TT, obviously JK, obviously Prime, obviously SK. Big up to you, bro. Nice to have you on. Feel free to come back whenever you're right, because if you're a Chelsea fan, obviously you're more than welcome. It's obviously a pleasure to have you. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Rosie, big up to yourself. We obviously had Stepsy. Good night, mate. Take it easy. Miss Melina, thank you for your presence. Obviously, TT's been in the chat as well. Big up Deals as well. That was here earlier. Ryan G. E. Rossi, big up to all you beautiful people. We're going to round this up now because I want to go to bed because I've got work in the morning. So I will simply say good night, stay safe, and we are out of here, people. Peace.